Hello, and happy Wednesday, guys. That's right. I very cleverly added an S to the front of Wednesday because on Wednesdays I react to stuff about Switzerland. Today, I'm reacting to the food. Okay, the traditional food. Thanks to Walter's World. This dude is an absolute legend. You already know him. This is his Eats channel, so it's like his food channel. So check that out, link down below. He's a freaking legend here on YouTube. And he's going to tell me what to eat in Switzerland, which I appreciate. So let's freaking do it. Look at that. Oh my gosh, that looks so divine. Chocolate, of course, the chocolate. And the wine.
Hey there, hungry travelers. Mark here with Walter's.
It looks so, like, authentic. Probably because it is. And it looks handmade.
World, and today we're in Basel, Switzerland, and today we're going to talk about are some of the things you should eat when you come here to Switzerland. And
look at this place.
what you really need to realize when you come to Switzerland, it is a very diverse country.
The square flag, dude. I learned that, like, I don't know, some other Wednesday, I guess. That Switzerland's one of the only countries with a square flag, and I just think that's cool.
Because there's actually different regions with different cultural influences, and that also affects their food. So what I'm going to talk about is some of the kind of overall Swiss food that you should try when you're here. And if you have regional dishes that you know people need to have, put in the comment section below with the region or the city it's in and what they should eat, so we can help out more travelers get more fantastic food when they're here. Because one thing you need to realize is when you come to Switzerland, a lot of the food is really farm to table or locally produced, so it's so fresh, it's so good. That's
50 euros. I can't read what that is, but it must be nice.
why the cheeses you have here will differ by region. You're going to love it, and that's why
That's so cool. And I mean, like, there's a little bit of that here in the States, but you have to look for it, you know? You have to know where to go and the spots. For the most part, you know, the food you're going to get is much more manufactured, you know, processed and labeled and in a box made by some corporate graphic design team.
obviously one of the things you have to have when you're here is the cheese. And no, I'm not talking about the Swiss cheese from back home. You know, the one that looks like it's straight out of a Tom and Jerry cartoon. No. There are so many different cheeses here you can enjoy in Switzerland. Make sure you
Good, because honestly, I'm not a big fan of Swiss cheese.
do that, okay? And you'll see that there's actually
Like the Swiss cheese they have here, which I would be curious what the Swiss think of it. It's just the cheese with the holes in it. I don't know.
seasonal cheeses
I've only had it once.
that'll pop up as well. So check out the cheese shop and go get you some stuff when you're here. Now, there's two really big cheese dishes, I guess is the way I'd put it, that you need to have when you're here. One is fondue. We know cheese fondue. You know, you see it. This is when you think Switzerland, you think, oh, fondue and chocolate. Yes, and
Interesting. I didn't know fondue was a Swiss thing. I had no idea. I've always thought of fondue as just being, I guess I would have thought it was like French or something. Fondue, you know, and I've only had it. I think of it as being kind of posh, kind of like a rich people activity, which there's nothing wrong with that. I'm just saying it's kind of fancy. And I have partook in it and I love it. You know, I always thought the concept was very fun of fondue.
fondue, that big old pot of
So some authentic Swiss fondue, cheese and bread and stuff. Oh man, that sounds so good.
melted cheese together. They'll put wine in there, so you have their flavors in there.
Ooh.
Oh, it's so good.
Oh,
And
that
you have a little
sounds so
spear and you
frickin'
get your
good.
bread in there, and sometimes you put other things in the cheese. It's
I'm literally salivating over here. I'm about to start drooling.
so
Can't do
good.
that. Can't
and
do
it's something
that.
you really have to have when you're here. Though I
But that
will
looks
say,
so
if you're
good.
going to have fondue, make sure you know the etiquette of how to do it. If you're eating with locals, if you're eating with other travelers, nobody's going to care. Also, if you're going to be eating with kids, be
I guess I need to look up the fondue etiquette, man, because I'm curious now. He says, make sure you know the etiquette. I'm writing that down. Fondue and eating etiquette. Sounds like fun.
careful, because sometimes that cheese can cover the back of your throat and you can choke a little bit. And maybe it's not just for kids, maybe it's just for
That's probably bad manners, right? To start hacking the cheese back up into the pot or in the direction of the pot. My guess is that's against the etiquette.
travel vloggers who every time they have fondue here almost choke to death. So do be careful with that. But fondue is something you have to have when you're here. Every time I've come, we've had it. Even I've visited friends that aren't from Switzerland, like, nope, we have to have it. So another cheesy, tasty treat when you're here in Switzerland is raclette. And raclette is not as popular around the world or famous around the world as fondue is, but for me, actually, sometimes it tastes even better. And what it is, you have raclette cheese, and it'll be this kind of, it's a big wheel, and they'll cut it, and then what they
I don't even know what raclette cheese is.
do is they with a fire, they'll melt just the edge part, and then they cut that off, and they either put it on their potatoes, or some people put it on the side of the potatoes. I'm an on top of the potatoes kind of person, but you have different meats and different stuff they'll go with. You'll put the cheese on, the raclette cheese. I mean,
how are you guys skinny? That's crazy you guys are skinny with this type of stuff. This is what you eat.
Has some punch in terms of the smell, but has some punch in your tummy because it's really, really good. And honestly, if you want something that's more special that you don't get everywhere around the world, because fondue you make all over the place, I find that actually raclette is actually a nicer experience. It's something you're like, hey, this is a bit different. So definitely try that when you're here. Now, you notice I did talk about...
It does sound expensive, I won't lie. Having some dude stand there with a big block of cheese and it melts onto your potato. It sounds great. But yeah, Switzerland's expensive, I can tell.
Chocolate early, and we think about Switzerland.
Hell yeah, look at that. Hell yeah.
So it's fondue and chocolate. Well, obviously you got to get chocolate when you're here. And yes, there is chocolate fondue, so you can do that as well. I find the kids like that one better than the cheese fondue. So have a heads up for that. But
I wonder if that's is that even considered legitimately fondue? I have no idea. Maybe it is. I'm sure. I don't know. Is it? That's my question. Is it? I guess I'll look it up. How do I even look that up? Is chocolate fondue real fondue? What kind of question even is that? Yes. Google AI says yes. Traditional cheese fondue originated in Switzerland. Chocolate fondue was invented in New York by a Swiss restaurateur. Okay. It kind of sounds like a no to me, but okay. But so cheese fondue is much more traditional and legit. Chocolate fondue is a fun twist on it. And I do like it. I do like it. That's probably more common here in the States. Shocker. Of course it is. Because it's sweet and less healthy. But it's fun, right? As a dessert thing. And kind of a fancy and fun dessert. Especially at a party or something. That's a cool thing to have. A chocolate fountain, fondue fountain thing. Yeah. Oh, yeah. As a kid, oh, my God. The few times I ever, saw a chocolate fountain, my mind is blown. My mind's blown. Whoa, chocolate fondue, whoa. And you can stick, bananas in there and stuff. Oh, my God.
In general, there's tons of great chocolate shops.
So you guys are geniuses for inventing this fondue thing.
All over the country. This is where you're going to get your chocolates to take home and give as gifts, because Swiss chocolate really is better. Look, I'm not trying to diss Hershey's or Cadbury or anybody like that, but, the chocolate...
Even just comparing Hershey's to Cadbury, I know, would offend some people. But, yeah, I mean, I've tried some chocolate, and, yeah, I guess I've certainly never tried anything like that authentic, huh? But the, Lindt, Lindt, that is popular here in the States. Very popular, especially for a special occasion like Valentine's Day. That's what everybody's getting their girlfriend or wife or whatever, some Lindt chocolate. That's the good stuff. And then I've had Milka. And yeah, it's good. But I also think Hershey's is good, But I do think that the other two are better. Put it simply. But I still like Hershey's.
Trying to diss Hershey's or Cadbury or anybody like that, but the chocolate from Switzerland is next level. And it's not just the Toblerones and Lindts that and you see every day around the world. It's the local chocolatiers who will make exotic flavors and fantastic just treats out of chocolate here in Switzerland.
That sounds fire, dude.
So definitely pick up some chocolate when you are here. Now, another hearty little thing you can have when you come here is called a rösti. And basically what a rösti is, I would call it a hash brown pancake, but people wouldn't say that. Think about shredded potatoes made into like a pancake thing and then fried. And then you can have different stuff on it. Some people put egg and sausage on
Sounds
it.
good to me.
I have some with cheese and egg, and some have mushrooms and onions. There's different toppings you can put on it, but the rosti is a very common thing here in Switzerland to have. And for my young fellow travelers that are missing out on their craft,
We do have things kind of like the, like hash brown type stuff. I'm sure there's a distinction to be made, but yeah, might be something I'm not too dissimilar.
macaroni and cheese when you're back home, well, guess what? They have their own macaroni and cheese here in Switzerland, and that's the Alpe Macaronen, which is basically macaroni noodles with cheese, just like mac and cheese, but then they put some potatoes in there as well to give it a little more
Why not?
fortification. And it's, tasty Swiss cheeses that are going in there, not the powdered stuff like we have in the US.
Oh man. I honestly, that is my like guilty pleasure is some Kraft mac and cheese, powdered cheese. It's like not, it's obviously not even cheese as far as I'm aware. If it is, I don't even know how they're doing that. And it can't be healthy. It's definitely not healthy. But I do like it. It's like a child's palate. I'm not saying it's my favorite dish. It's not. But like, there's something about, I grew up with the Kraft mac and cheese, so I do like it. With that said, there are people, that make homemade mac and cheese, not out of powder here in the States. And, oh man, sometimes it's really good. So I love homemade mac and cheese. Adding potato in is interesting, huh?
But that's something that my kids actually like when we're here, because it actually kind of helped them with a little bit of homesickness, which I thought was kind of funny, because I'm like, yeah, it's kind of like mac and cheese with the macaroni noodles, but it's the Swiss version. So as I mentioned before, there's very much regional dishes, regional treats around the country. Also, by city, there's going to be different treats and different things you want to have in different cities. Now, some of those treats will be in other cities as well, but sometimes you want to get it where it's really from. Now, Basel has the Leckerli, which is basically like a harder gingerbread cookie kind of brownie looking thing, a little glaze on top. You can have that. It travels very well because it's like a more biscuit kind of crackiness than it is like cookie-ish, but that's something you can have. Cities like Zurich have their own thing. The Zurich, I'm going to butcher this one, so just bear with me because it's Swiss German, so it doesn't always work with the normal German that I'm used to speaking. Okay, the Zurich Schnetzlitz, yeah, I butchered that one. Go ahead and make fun all you want, but this is actually really good. It's veal and like a wine sauce. Oh man, the sauces here are fantastic. You get it on the food, which is wonderful. But you're going around, you're going to have different stuff.
You guys just put wine in everything, huh?
By St. Gallen, man. Like their bratwursts are phenomenal when you're there, and the locals will tell you, don't eat them with mustard. As somebody that's from near Chicago, I understand how vehement people in Chicago are about not putting ketchup on the Chicago dog. Well, you don't put mustard on the St. Gallen bratwurst because it's just perfect the way it is. That
Interesting.
roasted.
So it's like putting steak sauce on a steak. Like, that's almost like an insult to the chef.
You want to have that, and there's just so many different treats you have at different cities around here. Now, I will say, when you're going out to eat, service is not necessarily going to be quick or friendly, but it will be professional when you are here. You do not have to tip when you're in Switzerland. There's already a service
No tipping at all.
fee included in the price of the food that's there. Now, you can leave extra money. You can tip on top of that, but it's not expected. Another nice thing, if you're looking to
So on the bill, it's like itemized like service fee. Well, if they're doing that, then hell no, I'm not tipping. I'm gonna be honest. No.
save a little money, you can just drink the tap water here. The tap water in Switzerland is fantastic, so you can fill up with that all the time. And if you go to the restaurant and just ask for tap water, no one's going to care. It's going to be totally fine. Another fantastic thing you need to have when you're here in Switzerland is actually Swiss.
That's interesting to hear him say that, because a lot of times in these type of videos in Europe more broadly, it's always like, oh, they're gonna think you're crazy if you ask for tap water. But apparently in Switzerland, not the case.
Wine? I know, we never really think about Swiss wine because we don't see it in our local wine store. Well, that's because the Swiss drink all of their wine. So when you're here, make sure you do try some of the Swiss wine. It is fantastic. Now, for my vegetarian and vegan friends, there's a lot of vegetarian and vegan options here in Switzerland, more so in the cities than when you go in the rural areas. So I want to give you a heads up for that.
They drink all their wine and they put it in all their dishes and stuff.
that one. And if you're looking to save a little money with the food, just head to the grocery stores. They're going to be small grocery stores in the big cities, so you can grab like a picnic lunch to enjoy out here on the river, taking in
So beautiful.
beautiful views like this. Or when you're going up on the picnics, when you're going into the mountains doing your hikes, you'll love it. Anyway, I hope this helps you know what to eat when you get to Switzerland. And believe me, there's a lot more. Look in the comments below for more fantastic foods to have here in Switzerland.
We do gotta check out some comments. In fall, eat game deer stew with spätzle and broccoli. Oh, that sounds freaking good. Formaggino. Appreciate the humor. Alpermagro. This isn't helpful when I have no idea what they're saying. Served with Apfelmus is apple puree. So you need with a savory sweet combo. So a Swiss person here, I love getting butter bread from the stalls around Zurich. It just reminds me of home. I like the warning on fondue with children. Yeah. Fondue with children can be dangerous. About the chocolate, instead of getting the really expensive tourist brands, just go into the local grocery shop, Coop or Migros, and get the shop's own brand. Great taste and way cheaper. Now that's a good tip. The fondue choking issue often is ameliorated by drinking tea with fondue instead of wine. Is this a joke or is this serious? I can't tell. Seriously, you have to drink wine with fondue? I can't tell if I'm being pranked. Is that just a reason to drink wine? That was really good. I'm freaking starving now. Thank you for watching. Go check out Walter's World Eats. Link down below. I'll see you guys tomorrow.